meat pie? What the fuck is a meat pie?
Meat pies, it's a crime that they don't have meat pies everywhere. Dude, it's just a pie but with meat. Like like single serve, like $4 at the gas station. You never heard of a meat pie? They weren't like that's they're big in Europe. I'm surprised in Italy or Germany that wasn't like they're big in the UK
A
too.
meat pie. Dude, how have I never heard of this thing before?
They're fucking incredible. They're unreal. So good. And they're so like so filling. Dude, it's just a think of just a nice pastry just filled with like steak and cheese. It's the most common. It's just like steak, cheese, and gravy in it. It's fucking delicious.
How big are they?
Like single serve, I don't know, like a burger size, I guess, but like thick, big and thick.
Oh, okay.
They're oh dude, they're great.
Yeah,
They're
she.
fantastic. I've eaten probably the first 2 weeks I was here, I probably had nine. Not good for you, but so good.
Oh, okay. Let's put some pounds on, or
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think I've
okay.
lost weight.
How's watching Four Nations at in New Zealand? How's the reception? How do you even watch it?
Well, I mean, I illegal stream everything no matter what. I'm so sick of paying for streaming services. But no, Canada US game. I think it was the first time since I've been here. Like, 'cause we're staying with Cheyenne's family, right? So first time I've been here, I somehow had the house to myself at the start of the game. So I hooked it all up to the TV. I sat down in the massage chair, and I didn't stand. I didn't. I cracked a beer. Yeah, I didn't sit down for very long. Because the start of the Canada US game was the best thing I've ever watched in my life. Like, were you watching live?
I was in the middle of the second and third intermission of my hockey game,
Oh,
and we were up. I think we were up 3-1 going into the third period, and the boys had the game on in the intermission, and we're losing their minds. And we had to like tell them to like dial back in to like the hockey game because they were so fired up about the fights
dude, that was
off the rip. So
dude, like the whole way that game started, like GSP coming out and introducing Team Canada, and just the atmosphere, the
sick.
electricity, and then three fights in a row in the first 9 seconds off the bat. It was. I've never been so excited watching a sporting event. It was the best thing I've ever seen. That first bit, and then McDavid scoring the goal right after too just capped it off. Like, oh my god.
That was the most watched game since like 2019 or something.
Yeah, in the States at least. They haven't released the Canadian numbers yet, but in the States it was for sure. But yeah, but dude, after
In the
that
States,
first
yeah. In this
after
country, yeah.
that first 7 minutes, kind of a shit game to watch. Canada was brutal. They just didn't after that. Maybe the first period,
Yeah, Canada wasn't
but they
good.
just didn't look like they wanted it. Like it just wasn't. The effort was not there. Like it didn't. I don't know. It was like the U.S. got all the momentum, even though we won the fights.
Yeah, the US wanted it more.
Yeah,
No Makar sucked.
yeah, but like they
No
don't have
Makar,
Quinn
that's like
Hughes.
30 minutes of Kale Makar that you're missing.
Yeah,
They don't have Hughes, but so it's even. But I've always thought the US had a better team in general.
I think we both predicted the U.S. to win.
Yeah, I don't want the US to win, but
No,
I
of course
think
not.
predictions wise they're probably the better team. But um Bennington, what do you think of the goaltend? I mean, he gave him a chance to win, but the
Look,
goals that he let in, it's like he'll make an amazing save and then he'll let in a squeaker.
yeah, that's the problem with him, right? So I mean, he played fine. He played fine, good enough. The first Gensel
He
goal.
wasn't the reason they lost, and
No,
that's
he
like the
wasn't.
most you can ask out of him.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just like the whole roster construction of this team, in hindsight, was done really poorly. Not the forwards are fine. The forwards, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to have Mark Scheifele, but besides that, there's not really anything I think is a problem up front.
I don't I don't love the amount of ice time Hagel and Sorelli are getting.
Yeah, they're getting a bit much, but I mean they're like supposed to be like Sorelli's our shutdown guy, right? So I think the plan was have Sorelli and Hagel out there
And they get
against
scored on twice against fucking Finland.
yeah, true. The Finland, yeah, I actually didn't watch it. Didn't watch the Finland game. It started at like 7 a.m. here or something, so I didn't get around to that. But I woke up and they were
Not
up
even
4
worth it.
nothing, and I was like, "Oh, we're good," and then they almost fucking blew it. But
Yeah, I was in the middle of business law class and they're up 4-0 and the class is over and I just shut the laptop off and I was like, I could go home and watch this or I could just like chill at campus. I was like, I'm just chilling. So
yeah,
I was just like walking around and then I like watched the highlights. I was like 4-3, like what the fuck or 5-3, what the fuck happened? And it was a
yeah.
bullshit empty netter. It probably shouldn't have even counted. Like we took a penalty.
Did we?
It was like a dodgy interference call or something. Like they didn't
Oh,
call it.
weird.
Like the big hit in the and
Well, the big hit Sid threw was clean. He had the puck on that one,
they
but
were
maybe
they
there
were
was
they
some
were
other
wanting
call,
an icing call or something.
some shit that apparently got missed. Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I didn't even see that. But dude, so I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the US deserved to win that game, no doubt. The fights were amazing.
That you know what's crazy, dude? Like yeah, there's people so like hockey isn't the biggest thing here, right?
Yeah.
But there's people like locals in Missouri that haven't been to our games and just know that we play hockey and they're like, dude, I saw like the Four Nations
Yeah.
game against Canada. They were like fired up for the fights and stuff. I just think it's like so cool that they're spreading like it's like actually growing the game and it's like actually marketing it.
Yeah, like the fights and the booing of the anthem was the number one news story in New Zealand that day. In New Zealand.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
crazy.
fucking crazy. And I just think it's I just think it's so good for like media opportunities and like we just think about
Fantastic.
what you've been missing out on the last however long.
Yeah. No, absolutely, dude. It's been absolutely fantastic for that. So exciting, so excited for the finals, and some big news for the finals. I mean, well, you see the U.S. against Finland. Neither Kachuk brother played, or Brady played and then got hurt. McAvoy's out. McAvoy looks kind of serious. Hope he's okay. But Quinn Hughes is now on his way to Boston. He can't play unless there's another injury still, but he's on his way to Boston to replace McAvoy. So I feel like you might see a sneaky U.S. injury so that Quinn Hughes is able to play. Austin Matthews will also be back for the final. He missed the game against Sweden as well. So,
Yeah.
and then on the Canadian end, it sounds like Cale Makar should be good to go.
Yeah, we were just saying the trainer for the US is probably going to find an injury on Jacob Slavin's knee or something
I think Sanderson, dude, Slavin's been their best defenseman. I
or
think
Sanderson.
it must be, yeah, Sanderson. Slavin was insane against Canada. I couldn't believe how good he was. Yeah, that was crazy. But anyways, I'm super pumped for the finals. I'll definitely do my best to watch it here. Find it on some kind of random site, and hopefully the quality will be okay. Do you still got USA winning if you had to choose?
If I'm betting, I'm not gonna say, man. I really want Canada to win, so I'm not gonna say. Could not only to shut up the Americans on our team, but to yeah, I think the US will win.
Right.
Yeah, I think the US is gonna win, but I'll never say that. Like I'll never be cheering for them or like I'll be cheering for Canada till the end of the 60.
The goaltending and the D advantage is just so big for the states. Like Canada just did not choose the best players. One more quick. Thomas Harley was amazing when he played. I hope they don't scratch him for Makar. Like I hope it's like Sanheim they can get out of there or something because Harley was
Don't they have
great.
to?
Probably they probably do, but the rules for this tournament are so fucking weird when it comes to that
Like
stuff.
yeah, you should be able to call up people whenever you want, like whoever you want to play, like the best players to play.
Why didn't they
If they
just
can
let
play,
them
should play.
carry why didn't they just let them carry two extra roster players? Like I don't get it. They made them pick only one extra forward, one extra D,
Let them
one
carry
extra goal.
fucking 35 people. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's fucking stupid, man. It's weird, but whatever.
It's 4 games or whatever, 3 games, 4
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, I don't have anything else there besides just super pumped for the finals and yeah, can't wait to see what happens. Go Canada. Hope we get a big win. You got anything else for some Four Nations, Joey? Or
I don't think so. Let's just jump into episode number 29.
yes, sir.
Episode 29 with Mr. Owen Elson of the Jungle Hockey Podcast, presented by the Hockey Podcast Network. New sponsor as well, local guy. Are we going to announce it now, or is it going to be
Yeah,
on
might
stuff
as
by the
well.
time this drops? Or
Yeah, sure.
Apiro Athletics, run by Mr. Joel Billsberger. It's a local brand that we've decided to collaborate with, and we're excited to kind of get some new merch from him, and then maybe hopefully work on some sort of clothing or hats or something that we could possibly work in for our brand too. But his brand's been growing a little bit, so we thought we'd collaborate with him and help him out. So just looking forward to that, Owen.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that collaboration. A big thing about his company that's super cool is a lot of the proceeds go towards mental health. The whole company itself is kind of centered around the idea of being active and going to the gym is an escape for a lot of people, and a big way for people to improve their mental health. So it's pretty cool. The company gives 5% of all profits back to towards mental health initiatives. And then, yeah, like we said, it's just a local company that he's been working on for over a year now. And, the products itself, they look awesome, very, very high quality. So if you haven't had a chance, check out apiroathletics.com online and take a look at some of his products. But we'll be getting that's kind of like an unofficial sponsorship announcement right now. We'll start getting the real stuff in here soon with the the ad reads and more things like that, more collaborations moving forward. Yeah, that's good for a quick little announcement there. Joey, I would love to get into recapping some of the Pidge playoff stuff so far because it's been pretty intense.
Yeah, you go for it, bro. Our
Yeah,
brackets are busted apparently.
our brackets are looking pretty shit so far. So I got a few main topics to cover here, and then maybe Joe,
Well, it looks like Goyer was right, bro.
yeah, and then maybe I'll throw it over to you to talk some KI and about that President's Trophy race. I think there's only a couple games left in the KI, so we'll have to post our preseason predictions for that soon, as well as our brackets. But anyways, to start off with the Pidge, Surrey takes down Langley in 3 games to win the Survivor Series, just as we both predicted. Shout out Johnny Lopez scoring the game winner in double overtime to take out Langley in game 3. That series came down to the wire. It was a thriller. Now for the one that went really wrong. So I had North Van making the final. I think Joe had them beating Delta, but then losing to White Rock in the semis. North Van gets swept by Poco. Poco crushed them in game 1 and then beat them, I think, 4-2 in game 2. North Van didn't really get a sniff in this series. And as surprised as I am, North Van definitely lacked on the decor. I thought their forwards were going to be able to step up, but I mean, Poco's got some big boys in every position, some big dogs, guys who played Junior A, guys who played in the WHL, and Poco's big dogs stepped up like crazy, and North Van just honestly couldn't compete with them. So Poco takes them on, and honestly, Joe, I got Poco taking down Delta now. I got Poco going the same place I had North Van going. I'm riding.
You just
I'm riding
think
with them.
Delta's a fraud.
No, I don't think Delta's a fraud at all. I just think I thought North Van had the star power, right? The top 6. North Van's top 6 is what I thought was going to get it done. Poco's shown that they have bigger star power. So now I'm going with Poco. So I'm sorry, Delta. I don't think you're frauds. I very well still think Delta could win the whole thing. Delta could beat Ridge even. I'm not anti-Delta. I just like these teams. I don't know. That's just where I'm going with it.
I got Delta and 7.
Fair. As for the actual playoff series themselves that have started, Chilliwack crushed Abbey 7-buzz in game 1. On the first 5 goals, Chilliwack's 3 Ukrainians combined for like 10 or 11 points, something ridiculous. They're just carrying. That's Kulikov, I hope I pronounced these all right. Kulikov, Mironov, and Denisenko. The 3 of them, they're all so nasty, dude.
Are those the guys that played for in the World Jays?
Yeah, those 3. Yeah,
for Ukraine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they're sick. And then a lot of controversy in another series. Richmond's up 2-0 on White Rock. Game 1, nothing, no controversy. That was just 5. I think Richmond beat them pretty good. I think it was like 7-2, 7-2. Max Fowl stopped 39 out of 41, I want to say. Apparently he was incredible. 63 penalty minutes in that game as well, something close to that.
Holy
But in
shit.
game 2, I posted a couple clips last night? I think I posted them. Some weird situations in game 2. So first of all, clearly these two teams hate each other. If you guys haven't saw, there's a clip. Zach Johns and Max Shin got into a little tussle at the end of the second period. And then when Johns got kicked off in Richmond, the benches are right next to each other with no barrier. So Zach Johns went and started beaking the Richmond bench, and 3 of Richmond's players all started going at him. Props to, I think he's technically the assistant GM, former Richmond Sockeyes captain Matty Stewart jumps in, grabs his Richmond players, and yanks them out of there before they all jump this guy and start a huge fight. But yeah, and then Johns goes down the tunnel. Richmond's coach comes over and starts screaming. And there was a ringside reporter in the middle, so all this stuff was getting caught on the hot mic in the broadcast. It was pretty funny clip. But yeah, just a really weird situation there. And then by far the weirder of the 2 clips, I think. Joe, I'm not sure if you saw this one. The game-winning goal for Richmond. A couple minutes into the third period. So two players get tied up in front of the net, right? And they're clearly tussling, wrestling, whatever. Linesman, middle of the play, goes and tries to separate them. Clearly roughing, holding, whatever you want to call it. Clearly something, right?
Yeah.
And nothing gets called. The linesman and the both players are screening the goalie. Point shot goes in while this is all going on in front of the net. Nobody even knows what's happening. Like, if you watch the clip quick.
What?
It's the goofiest clip you'll ever see. And at the start of the play, White Rock's goalie also kind of gets speared, and nothing happens. Nothing gets called. He gets speared, loses his stick. White Rock's other player tries to rough the Richmond guy up in retaliation for him spearing White Rock's goalie. Linesman goes to try and separate them mid-play. Point shot takes a crazy deflection off, I think, a different White Rock player and bounces in. But everyone else on White Rock is kind of looks like they think the play is dead. It was just the weirdest looking play, and it's caused a lot of quite a bit of controversy. If I don't know if you, Joe, if you've seen the account. If you've seen the account Pips44 on Instagram, Paul Pipke, he's a player development coach, I believe, from the island. He reposted both of those clips, and he had to say he's spear into the goalie, a bear hug on the defenseman, linesman interfering in the play leads to the game-winning goal. Another incident where an incident with a linesman affects the outcome of a playoff game. And he also had another comment on one of our posts saying that Richmond are the Chiefs of the league pretty much. So nobody cares because Richmond kind of runs the show in the league. So I don't necessarily think it's biased towards Richmond, but this clip itself is a nightmare. And the fact that influenced the end result and game-winning goal of a playoff game sucks. So if I was White Rock, I would be fucking pissed right now at that. But then again, Richmond still won the game. Max Fowle played unreal again. White Rock only has 2-3 goals scored in 2 games. So at the end of the day, yes, you don't want to see the game ending that way, but White Rock's got to find the back of the net or they're not going to stand a chance. 2-0 Richmond. And that's about all I got for the pitch so far, buddy. If you want to give us a little KI preview, you don't need to go too in depth here since it's down to the wire now. We'll do a really good preview, I think, next episode probably.
This NHL season has been as predictable as a puck rolling on its edge. No one knows where it's going, but that just means there's time for your favorite team to figure things out, and games left for you to get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple, like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. And if you are new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. This podcast is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice.
The President's Trophy is down to the last 3 teams here. I think it's technically Revy can still win, but they lost to Sycamoose the other night, so I think they're pretty much out. I think the only 2 teams really left in it are Princeton and Grand Forks, which Grand Forks can technically, if Grand Forks wins, I don't know what the differential thing is. Like it's regulation overtime wins, so Princeton might actually win again. So, Revelstoke is at 66 points in 42 games. Grand Forks is at 68 points in 42 games, and then Princeton is at 68 points in 43 games. So, if Grand Forks wins out, they will win the President's Trophy. That's if I'm saying that right. That makes sense, right?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So, but then if Princeton drops a game, it's definitely possible that Grand Forks can, or no, if Grand Forks drops a game, Princeton can hold on with the regulation overtime wins. Revelstoke is hoping that both teams collapse and they win out, but I don't think that is going to happen. So Revelstoke misses out on another President's Trophy. The only thing I haven't won in that league, Owen.
You didn't win it once in all 3 years? That's so funny.
Never won. It just shows that the best team doesn't always win, bro.
Yeah, true, dude.
It's a regular season.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, if that's all you got for the KI, I'll give a really quick VI recap.
Oh, Nathan White. Shout out Nathan White. He committed to Maryville the other day.
Oh, commit. Saw that. Nice.
Yeah, committed to Maryville the
good
other
looking
day.
out.
That was good.
That.
Yeah. That's it though.
Okay, all good. I'll get into a super quick VI recap here. Dude, so with the VI, like we've talked about Kerry Park and how they basically absorbed the coastal tsunami for their playoff run. The VI's rules are very I don't want to trash the VI because it's a league we cover, but I mean these rules are a bit ridiculous, no? That you can just join the team at this point in the season. And Kerry Park adds 3 star players. Like it's kind of silly in my eyes, but at the same time, Kerry Park has moved on several players to Junior A. I believe I just saw Jacob Morrison, one of their best players all year, just signed in the AJHL for the rest of the season. So they lost him. Earlier on in the season, they had Finn Klippenstein advance onto the BCHL. So they have, or maybe, I don't know if he was the BCHL. I think he was, though. So they have had, they've been moving on guys throughout the year and kind of just filling in the holes. So I understand that. With that being said, I think Kerry Park's going to go 16-0 in playoffs, maybe 16-1. The VI doesn't look like much of a competition to me right now.
Really?
I hope it's not like that. I hope it's a more competitive playoff, but I just don't really think there's much of a competition. Kerry Park's going to wipe in my eyes. And I mean, I hope I'm not trying to jinx them or anything. I don't want, I wish them all the best. Obviously we interviewed Jake earlier on in the year. He's done a phenomenal job this year and they're a hell of a team, but it's just like, how is this team going to lose? I don't see it happening. They're winning games even when they play like garbage. They're winning. Like the other night, I think they had a 4-3 overtime win. Carson Brown's up to 98 points, 45 goals in 46 games. Brody Lindahl, all 74 points. Jacob Morrison, who just left, 72. Like, this team is ridiculous. This team is absolutely ridiculous. And then, I mean, as for the guys they just picked up, Raiden Parks has 5 points in 5 games. They just picked up Adam Konowalchuk as well from the BCHL. He's got 6 points in 3 games. Like Eric Stinson, who they had from Coastal, defenseman, 14 points in 10 games. This team is unstoppable. So I don't really know what else to say for the VI right now, other than Kerry Park's going to win the regular season. They're going to win the playoffs. Carson Brown's the clear front runner for the MVP and for the leading scorer, which I think we predicted at the start of the year. So as much like I just don't know what else to say for the VI. It's pretty blatant to me what's going to happen the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Like I think they're going to go 16-0. So I don't have anything else there. If you have like a little take or anything you want to give on it.
Who's possible for them to take a game off of, Owen? Do you think any team
Peninsula for sure could take a game, but I think they've clobbered them a couple times. And Campbell River in the finals, if it is Campbell River, definitely Campbell River's pretty gritty too. But I just don't see it happening, buddy. I think they're such a wagon.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we okay, sorry, switching gears here. Back to the PJHL. One relocation rumor, a new one, Joe. A relocation rumor. And it would be a good thing.
Another one?
The team wouldn't be moving far from where they currently are. I don't even think that it's a switch of ownership. I think it's just their rink is a fucking dive, and it sounds like they're moving to a much better location. I didn't say that. But anyways, there's a rumor that a team might be moving not too far from where they currently are to Cloverdale.
Would they
and
even...
so like,
oh, come on. Would they even change their name?
Yeah, maybe not. But I mean, so that's a good thing in my eyes. Don't know if that means a change in ownership or anything. I don't think so. All I heard, I actually know zero details besides that this team might be moving to Cloverdale. That's all I know.
Okay.
So not a bad thing. Not like the Mission to New West rumors. Nothing like that. Not like a potential sale like we've heard might be happening with Aldi. Just very simple relocation to a better rink. Same thing that it sounds like another team is going to be doing, but even smaller of one. Which brings me to the topic. It sounds like we know the teams that are going tier 1 next year from the PJHL.
Are we allowed to talk about that or no?
Joe, have you heard... Well, I think it might be okay to hint at some of it quick, but have you heard any KI rumors? Do you know what's happening at all?
I need to start digging a little bit. I mean, it's pretty obvious the teams from the KI that have the fan base and have the ability. I think it's more obvious than the PJ just because of how condensed the PJ is.
Well, and also some of the decisions I will say though, some of the decisions we've heard for the PJ are kind of ridiculous in my opinion.
What's that? Sorry, you cut out.
Like based on... No, it's okay. So some of the decisions that have been made regarding the PJ teams going tier 1 are a bit ridiculous compared to the teams that aren't. And I don't know what exactly the criteria was to choose this, but I really don't understand some of them. Maybe even only one of them is all I don't understand.
I think it's the owner's decision. I think it's a lot to do with how much money they're willing to invest.
Maybe, but it's like... Anyways, we'll get into it in a minute. But I will say, I want to ask you about the KI before I said my piece about what I've heard. I heard the KI might stay the exact same, and that the PIJ is just going to be tier 1, tier 2, and the KI's, the whole league's just going to be tier 1.
That can't happen, dude.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I don't exactly know what the criteria is for some of these PJHL teams, but we'll get into it in a sec. But, yeah, I heard the KI staying the same. Don't know if that's true, but it sounds like they might all just be tier 1, and then the PIJ gets split up into tier 1, tier 2. As for the 7 teams, it's pretty obvious if you look. Like, I did hear a rumor that Coastal was not going to be tier 1, which is unfortunate because Coastal is the best fan base in the league and probably the best facilities. However, the reason for that was they were doing a bunch of construction behind the wall. Apparently, that is going to be completed on time and they will be tier 1. So I don't know if that's official, but it sounds like Coastal, who we initially thought was not going to be tier 1 until the next year, is going to be tier 1 this next coming season. So huge for the city. I mean, they have the best fan base in the league. I love it. I'm glad that they're getting that. Like, it seems like the owners really, really want this to succeed there. And obviously they have, I mean, their coach is a legend in Brad Wingfield. And yeah, I think it's a great decision for Coastal to be tier 1 if that is in fact true. Besides that, like, look at the standings and it's pretty obvious the teams.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I kind of thought Abbotsford was going to be a tier 1 team. Sounds like they're not. They don't really, I mean, I don't really think they have the facilities for it compared to some of the other teams. Or
their rink is kind of sick.
I mean, the good location, but there's also their rink. No, their rink is nice, and they actually do have pretty good facilities. But yeah, I don't know. But it sounds like I thought they would be one of them. It sounds like they're not. But yeah, the other ones are pretty easy to predict. We did hear earlier on in the season that Poco is not going tier 1, which is mind blowing to me. Those reports are still consistent. It sounds like they're not, which I can't believe that, but must be some reason for it. And the other one that we mentioned earlier on in the season that we said was a big surprise, it sounds like Grandview was going tier 1. And based on what I've been told, that is also happening. It sounds like Grandview will be a tier 1 team next year. And they will be relocating from Burnaby Winter Club to, I think it's called like Rosemary Brown Recreation Center, I want to say. Yeah, Rosemary Brown Rec Center, which, if you look at the pictures there's like no seating there. So I don't know anything about the facilities. I've never been to that rink. It's pretty new, but no seating, tier 1 team. What's going on? I mean, thank God they're getting out of Burnaby Winter Club. What a shithole. Grandview's, it sounds like they are going tier 1, which is really surprising, but they're relocating to Rosemary Brown Rec Center, which is a pretty new rink. Like, it looks nice. No seating.
What?
Like, barely any seating. Like, I think there might be like an above part, like a bar or something, but in the actual rink, there's like no seating. So I don't know much about the facilities. I've never been to the rink, but it's just very weird to me. It kind of feels like the owners must have some type of leverage in some other way to be getting a tier 1 team. I don't really understand. They've been around for a long time too, storied franchise. But yeah, that was a weird one. That's a really weird one for me. Besides that, look at the standings, and I mean, we pretty much gave away 2 of them and a couple more that aren't. So just look at the standings, think about the facilities, and you'll be able to figure out the rest.
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, pretty obvious. That's about all I got, Joey. Do you have anything? Oh, besides the poll stuff. But do you have anything else you want us to talk about today? Other sports, other hockey, anything?
Oh, we can dive into the poll and finish up the pod on the polls here.
You want to get full on into? Okay, let's get full on into the polls here, because you haven't even seen the results for this, have you?
No, bro. So, do you want to tease them and then do a whole episode on them, or do you want to just rip them now?
Well, I think I did say we were going to reveal them this episode, but maybe we only say like the winner of each one, because we like when we post the graphic, I think there's going to be like 5. We're going to say like the top 5 on each graphic. Or maybe we just do like a few of them. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
Do you want to do half of them? What categories we got here? How many categories we got?
Dude, there's like 20 something. 25 categories.
We can do half of them.
Okay, we'll just do every other one for now. And we're just going to say the winner of each one.
Let's do the lame ones first. Let's do the lame ones first. What are like the ones that aren't funny?
Okay. Well, like what do you mean by lame? Like, do you mean like basic or?
Yeah, like base. Let's do like the basic ones, and then the like best player in the league we'll do like next time, and like the ones that like people will like really care about, like not like the fun, like let's do the funny ones first, like the nicknames ones, and like the ones that don't really matter.
Okay, cool.
Not don't matter, but like
sounds good to me, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, less. People aren't
less high profile
mind as much. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me just pull it up. So yeah, so we'll
best fighter we'll save for next
release the rest
episode.
of them. We'll release half now. Yeah, so we'll release half now. We'll release the other half on the next episode, and then after we release that next episode, we'll post the graphic, which will have the top 5 for all of them. So, Joe, how about we start out with this one? Who's the cockiest team in the league? How's that one sound?
The cockiest team? Do you want me to guess?
Yeah, do you want to take a guess? How about we get Joey to guess some of them. The cockiest team in the league.
Chilliwack.
No, I thought Chilliwack was gonna win. Nope. Chilliwack was 4th for this one.
Really?
Maybe Joe, think about some of the DMs we got being upset about playoff predictions.
Delta?
With a whopping 28 votes, which was 21% of all voters voted for the Delta IceHawks. And that was a pretty large gap between them and the next team.
What's the next?
Not
what's
huge,
the next team?
but a decent gap. So Poco. Sure, I'll just read it all 5. Delta had 21.7%. Poco had 16.2%. Richmond had 12.4%. Chilliwack 11.3%. And North Van 7.75%. So there's the first one for that one. Congratulations, Delta, on winning cockiest team. But if they win the whole thing, then I mean they kind of earn the right. Right?
Attaboy, Gore.
So interesting. I will say Ridge Meadows, first place all year, didn't even get voted cockiest team. So I mean that's kind of, if you're Ridge, you probably feel pretty good about that, like not being known as a cocky team, even though you're winning most of your games. Like it's kind of a good reputation to have. How about who is the most annoying coach? So for this one, this is
a completely anonymous poll.
This one was a landslide. Oh yeah. I should have mentioned we got over 140 responses though, which like fucking unreal. Thank you everyone who filled it out. We got at least
the NHL
5 players from every single team. Oh god, yeah. And there's way more players in the NHL too. But yeah, we got, I think it was at least 5, minimum 5 from every single team. So thank you guys all so much. And especially to the guys who I sent it to, who put it in their team group chats and stuff. Thank you guys. Most annoying coach in the league, Joe. The guy who won this had 46% of the votes.
Give him
Next
a trophy.
closest percentage was 11. So I think I would assume that anyone listening to this right now knows who it's going to be because they probably voted for him. So the winner of most annoying coach, Colin Ravel of Richmond, who we saw in that clip I posted yesterday, flying over and screaming at White Rock's bench after that guy on White Rock was trying to fight them. He also won Coach of the Year last year, though. So we're not saying he's a bad coach by any means. But he did get voted most annoying coach by the players. Coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
God, man.
Do you want to do best nickname, or is that like a fun one to save?
I feel like that's a fun one to save. Save that one for next.
Okay, so we'll save best nickname. I mean, to be fair, it's like the votes were like we didn't get a ton of votes for each nickname. Like the winning one only had like 7 votes or something. But still. Most likely to miss an empty net.
This is a good chirp.
Right? The winner of this one, Cole Gartner of the Richmond Sockeyes with 9.5% of the votes. Second was Leo. Yeah. Oh, right. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. It was when I was looking him up to find a picture. It was like pictures of him and Revy. Yeah, you played with him, Joe?
Yeah, he was an AP for us. He's from like around that area. That's funny.
Fun. Yeah, most likely to miss an empty net. Second place for that one was Leo Keith with 7.5% of the votes. And then there was a 3-way tie. Connor Hughes, Travis Smythe, and Pierce White all got 5.6% of the votes there. Next up, most likely to fall in warm-up. And
Is this Gartzy again?
the guy, no, luckily not. But the guy who came second and missed the empty net won most likely to fall in warm up, Leo Keith, 11.8% of the votes, followed by Max Shin on Richmond, had 10.5, and Max
That was pretty
Suter,
close.
don't know where he plays to be honest, and Jack McFarland tied with 7.9% of the votes for that one. This is a good one. I like the fact that this guy won this one by as much as he did was a bit surprising. Worst sty in the league.
Oh.
To be fair, for this one, a lot of guys just commented anyone on Aldergrove, so I couldn't really count those votes. It's like I needed it to be a specific player. So technically, I think by total votes, the answer anyone on Aldergrove got more votes than this. But Parker Sarai of the Surrey Knights with 15% of the votes. Which for these ones like was, I don't know, you'll see the picture of him in the when we post the graphics and of what his sty is. I don't think it's that bad. Like there's definitely worse. Second worst sty, Connor Hughes of White Rock, 7%. Third worst sty, oh, he's come up again. Leo Keith, 5.8%. Dude, he came top 3 on most likely to miss an empty net, most likely to fall in warm up, and worst
sty.
Oh my god,
that's brutal.
I feel bad.
We should make him his own category, bro. Make him his own award.
Yeah, I'm like most mentioned.
Most mentioned.
Poor guy. Oh, this is a good one. This guy also won this by quite a bit. 11% more than the next vote this guy got. Biggest beauty in the league / nicest guy. So, you know, when you're out there having tummy sticks, you know, who's the biggest beauty to chat with? Okay. Everyone who got votes on this one. Actually, no. I was going to say the guy who won this and the guy who came second completely agree. Both absolute beauties. I would chat with them on the ice when I played against them for sure. To be fair, I was a big tummy sticks guy. Didn't really chirp a whole lot. Probably shouldn't have played that way, but it was just the way I did it. I had fun with it. With 16, this percentage is off. It was 16 votes, so I don't know what the percentage is. Probably a bit higher because even though we had 140 respondents, most questions only had about 90 responses. Lots of guys skipped certain questions. So with 16 votes, Andrew Castellato of the North Van Wolfpack wins nicest guy / biggest beauty in the league. Guy who started, I think he was in the SJ last year, last couple of years maybe. And second place, who the other one I fully agree with, Kalen Hybers. I think that's how you say his last name. Chilliwack's captain, big beauty. He's from Manitoba guy. Not surprised by that one at all.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, that's the answer. Oh yeah. Best jerseys in the PJHL. Joe, I want to get your prediction here. This one was tight. All 5 teams in the top 5 were really close, like 1 or 2 votes apart. So I want to guess who you think I'll vote best jerseys. You take a minute to think.
My vote would go to Richmond. I think Richmond has the best.
I think they're like Richmond's logo, I think, is the best, but jerseys, like overall,
I guess I haven't really seen like full J's before. It's either
like Richmond didn't even come top 5.
Or... Seriously, Abbotsford?
Yeah. No, not even.
Abbotsford won. Abbotsford not even top 5.
No, neither of those teams are top 5. I will say, I think like both those teams have a white jersey, so it's like I feel like the teams who have like multicolored ones or like unique colors win. So the team that won, I think technically, no, Poco was up there. Poco didn't win. Poco came 3rd. You're still missing the top 2.
Wolfpack? No.
Their jerseys. No, Wolfpack again. That's like just a team with a white jersey. So IceHawks came 2nd. They got a yellow. And blue. So they got an alt. So yellow, white, blue. I'll just give it to you, buddy.
Yeah, give it to me.
The Langley Trappers, which fair enough. Dude.
Oh, that's a good jersey.
Because they got the cream one, right? They don't have a white, they have a cream. Then they got the navy blue, and they also have an alternate that's like a bright blue. They're fucking beautiful. I love them. So I like that choice. And I said Delta came second, Poco third, Coastal came fourth, and White Rock came fifth. Obviously, the classic green Whalers jerseys are nasty.
Oh, yeah, I like White Rocks better. I honestly like White Rocks good. Like, they're good too, man.
Fair enough, dude.
Some good J's in the PJ, actually.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to get into most overrated and underrated player? And we'll finish off probably with those two, maybe?
Yeah, let's
maybe
finish
one.
off
Actually,
with
we'll
those
do a
two
couple
then.
more.
Okay.
We'll do two more after. Okay, so we'll start with most underrated player. Yeah, we'll wrap it up after.
Okay, cool.
We'll start off with the most underrated player. This one, not a lot of players got a ton of votes, like very, very close in the votes. All of the top 3 players play for the North Van Wolfpack, which is interesting. So
Most
the winner of this one, most
underrated?
underrated. Most underrated player in the PJHL. He actually started the year in the KI, I believe. Ryan McCauley, who I believe is from Abbotsford. His dad used to be my math teacher back in the day.
No way. Mr. McCauley?
Yeah, Mr. McCauley, dude. I'm pretty I'm
he used
like
to
90,
talk about his kid all the time
sure.
playing shit.
Yeah. Playing for I'm like
that's
90%
that's how
sure
you and him
who it is.
bonded, bro. In like grade 8.
Yeah, we shoot the shit about hockey, and he always told me he had a kid who was pretty nasty. And yeah, like Ryan used to play like Northwest Hawks, and he played I think he played Lightning in the spring and all that. But yeah, so he ended up winning most underrated, followed by teammates David Yoon and Jason Scott. 4 and 5 tied for fourth, Stephen Konechny and Tommy of Grandview and Tommy Williams of Abbotsford, which honestly, I think these were all really good picks. I agree that all these guys are pretty underrated players. As for most overrated, I think guys just put people they didn't like. I don't really agree with any of these, but I'll still read them out. Most overrated player, Connor Hughes.
Really?
Who had 18 votes, so about 21%. But it's like he won the All-Star Game MVP. He's for the last 2 years he's been top 10 in the league in points. I don't know, dude. I think people just hate him because I think he might have got voted something else kind of unfavorable, but I think people just don't like him. He's a stud in my opinion. I fucking hated playing against him, but he's a hell of a player. Respect his game, and I don't think he should have been most overrated. Second for most overrated, Marcus Jack, Poco's captain. Again, completely disagreed. This guy's like 5'6", and he's just a fucking warrior out there, and stepped up big time in the playoffs. The captain of their team. I disagree. Like I don't like those. I don't like the choices for most overrated. I almost feel like I shouldn't have done this one. Third, Zach Lagrange. It's like this guy had 106 points, and he's overrated. Like I don't understand. Fourth, Mateo Perro, tied with Zach. Yeah, maybe, I guess. Like the Aldergrove stats, I kind of understand those adding up, but I don't know. He's still 106 points. Like, take away the Aldi games, he probably still had like 90. So, like, they played them like 4 times.
Yeah.
Fourth for most overrated, Mateo Perro on North Van. Again, dude, this guy was tied with Lagrange for the best points per game in the league. He was only player in the league that was a goal per game. I disagree. Like, how is this guy overrated? And then fifth, Ty Balchin, who he's been 2 points per game since he got traded to White Rock. I don't understand. Like, I think guys just voted for guys they didn't like for this one. I disagree with all of them. It was still on there, but yeah. And then Joe, we'll move on real quick. We'll finish up with best coach and best GM. Both teams had the winner on these. I'll only say the winners. Pretty obvious.
Okay.
Ridge Meadows Flames GM Derek Bedard, 38 votes, so about 40%, if not more.
So he won by a landslide.
For best general manager. He won by a landslide. Second, Steve Robinson of the Delta IceHawks, who had 10 votes. And then there was like a couple guys with 5, 4, 3 after that. But those two were the only ones who had a decent chunk, but Derek won by a mile. As for head coach, this one was a bit closer, but Brent Hughes of the Ridge Meadows Flames did win with 25 votes, about 30% of a total, maybe a little bit less. Followed by Chris Price on Chilliwack, who had 18 votes. So that Price one was pretty close. Coach. And then Price
is a great coach too. I know.
I've heard that
personally.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, I've heard that for sure. and then a decent gap until the next 3. But yeah, I think that'll round out the ones we do for this episode, and we'll save the rest. We'll save the rest for the next one, and we'll get the graphic out soon. But thank you all so much for answering. KI polls will be coming very soon, as well as the VI. I hope we're able to do the VI. VI players, reach out. We need guys to send it to. As for the KI, we'll collab with the sniper. That'll be easy to send out. We're excited.
That'll be easy.
But,
the sniper, he has connections, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and then last thing I'll mention before, I'll give you a word here in a sec, Joe. Next interview sounds like we got it locked in. Former WHL player, now high development skills coach. So not 100% confirmed yet, but I think that'll be our first former Western League player, and pretty excited to have him on. And obviously he's got some great connections too. So he's doing a hell of a job with what he's doing right now, and local guy. So really excited to try and get him on as long as we can get the timing worked out here. But he's agreed to do it. So if he's not on in the next one, he will be following that. Another episode without an interview this week, but there's been so much like good shit to talk about with the 4 Nations, with the PIJ, the KI. We didn't really feel like we needed one yet, and we're just busy. So we're trying our best. Exactly. But Joe, you want to give a word before I do the classic please download, etc.?
Oh, nothing. Just do whatever Owen tells you to do, and I'm looking forward to the rest of these polls, bro. Pumped up. Yeah, and it's sick. Like I like how the more votes we get, the more accurate it is. So like if you do listen,
absolutely,
you do get a chance to fill out the polls. Like and we'll do it. Assuming we keep going, we'll be doing it next year, and maybe we'll get even more traction. So
yeah. Oh, I hope so, dude. That'd be awesome. Yeah, it's something that should grow every year.
Yeah. Be sick.
But okay, sweet. Well, thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to download the podcast, as that's the best way to support us. Check out our new sponsor, Apiro Athletics, if you get the chance, as well as always, DraftKings Sportsbook, promo code THPN. Follow us on all our social media. The social medias are growing. Thank you for 2,000 followers on Instagram. Huge. And it's still growing. Subscribe to the YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Check it all out. We're going to get some more clips coming out soon. I've been lacking on the clips. I'm going to get them going. Like post clips from all the old interviews. We got tons. So just stay along, and please keep supporting. We're excited to keep rolling, and the interviews are going to pick up again soon. We got some real good ones in the works. So stay tuned, and have a good rest of your day.